Hi, Brendan here. And the question I get asked a lot is, what language should I sell my product in? Well, this is a good question, and the problem here is quite confusing for some, because you have a huge world out there and you have so many different languages. I mean, there's 1 to 2 billion people in China alone. India is close behind them in population, and India has a bunch of languages like Hindi, Sindhi, Urdu. There's so many different languages in India. Of course, a lot of the world speaks English, a lot of the world speaks Spanish, Italian, Greek, Macedonian. It's a lot of different languages. So how do you know what to do in terms of selling your product, and what language should it be? Well, this one's quite easy. Sell it in the language that you speak and the language that you know how to market to. So if English was your first language, sell it in English. If English was not your first language, but Spanish was your first language, then sell it in Spanish. So wherever you have your particular competitive advantage, wherever you can market to, you'll know a bit more about the culture and the flair and what is appropriate in that language, and that's what you should do. So if you speak two languages, for example, English and Spanish, I would recommend starting with the language that you're most comfortable in and then do Spanish. Now, if you're selling on Amazon, Spanish is a massive market, and a lot of sellers make a lot of money simply taking an anglicized product or an English product and putting a Spanish spin on it. Or if you're selling on Amazon in Germany, you can get someone to translate your product into German. Also, there's Amazon in France. You get the product translated into French as well. And if you're going to do that, then hire an expert, but make sure that you hire someone who knows exactly what they're doing, that has spoken that language as their first language, so that you get a really good product. And be extra careful to make sure that the actual design on the listings as well as the packaging is absolutely perfect and doesn't actually sound strange in that foreign language or evoke negative emotions or lower the value or perceived value of the product. So I hope that's useful. Speak the language and sell in the language that you speak, or hire someone who's an expert in that language, but don't try and sell in a language that you don't know or you're not familiar with just because you smell that there's some dollar signs going and charging product and selling that product in that language.